Hey guys, Everyone Animation here with another video, and today I'm analyzing one of the funniest and most dramatic episodes of The Owl House for the future. The episode starts off like the last one at the end of King's Tide. King is pulled to the collector's side and asked to explain the Owl House. He describes it as an adventure game based on Luce's journey. Lilith and Hooty then show up, trying to help King, but they are immediately turned to puppets by the collector. Eda follows behind, but her curse gets the best of her, and the collector finds her. We then switch to Luce, who is in the other realm. She sees a creature within it, but before she can investigate, she's pulled into the demon realm. When she arrives, Bellows is nowhere to be seen. They decide to start walking towards Bonesborough. On the way, everyone is in pretty high spirits, except for Hunter, who is a little stressed out. Once they get close to Bonesborough, they see that everything has changed. We then switch to Bellows. He is starting to see an illusion of the first Golden Guard, his brother. His brother has a knife over his head, which must mean that Bellows killed him. After trying to attack his illusion, Bellows started searching for a new body. We then go back to Luce and the others. They arrive at the owl house to find it trashed. Luce's mom then talks to Gus and Willow about Luce. She asks them for advice about how to cheer her up. Gus and Willow give an example of when Willow helped Gus out, and we see that Gus misses his family. After their talk, Gus and Willow go to help Hunter, who is still on edge. But before she leaves, Willow is asked how she is feeling. She says she feels fine, but we can see that she's a little stressed as she's starting to lose control of her powers. We then transition to Amity and Luce. Luce is trying to figure out how to connect to her talisman. Amity tells her that she did it by admitting that she doesn't know what she wants to be when she grows up. She just knows that she wants to decide it on her own. They then talk about Eda and King. Luce says that she will do whatever it takes to find them. Hunter then yells that he sees the both of them on a shooting star. They fly into town to find them. When they arrive, the town is covered with puppets of all the citizens. The collector then controls them to be a part of his game. When Willow finds her father, she tries to talk to him, but he doesn't respond. The collector then comes in and defeats the owl beast, who turns out to be Terra Snapdragon, the head of the plant coven. She's then turned into a puppet after the collector complains of her performance of Eda. We then see King talk to the collector. The collector wants Eda to play the game with him, but King claims she is still in beast mode. They then fly away and the puppets disappear. Afterward, Bartholomew shows up and takes them to the school. On the way, he explains that the teachers have been taken, but most of the students are safe. They then enter the school and meet up with everyone. And we learn that Basha is the leader of the group. We then transition back to Bellows. He sneaks into the old castle and searches for a Grimwalker to take its body. While there, we see the ghost of all the past Golden Guards. Back with King, they arrive at their castle, and we see that Odalia is the collector's assistant. After arriving at the castle, the collector talks to King about changing the game, but King quickly tries to end the idea. King then reads the collector a bedtime story based on the collector and his responsibilities. However, the book is written over by the collector and it ignores the fact that collectors kill entire planets. After the book reading, the collector asks for Francois and he admits that he doesn't like to be alone. We then go back to Luce. They talk with Basha and our new guards about saving the Boiling Isles. Basha turns down everyone's ideas and sends them away. Luce then decides to go against Basha's orders and get to the collector by teleporting into the Titan's head using Bellows' spell. Back with King, he leaves the collector and goes to see Eda. And along the way, he finds Hooty's puppet. He then meets up with Eda and we see that she isn't in beast form. Apparently, Lilith is no longer a puppet and has been making the elixir for her. King then gives her Hooty's puppet and starts to talk to her and Eda. We learn that the three of them are trying to get rid of the collector. We also learn that King misses Luce. We then transition back to Hexside. Bartholomew leads the others into a secret planning room in the school. They decide to pull out Luce's memories to find the spell that leads to the Titan Skull. While there, we see that Willow is continuing to hide her emotions. We then go back to Bellows. He fails to take the Grimwalker's body because it isn't ready. So he climbs up to the Collector's tower and takes the Puppet of Rain. We again switch back to Hexside where Lucius found the memory. But tensions rise when Willow shows Hunter a picture of him and Flapjack. When he gets disappointed, she runs off, and Gus and Hunter soon follow. But more problems arise when Basha and her guards show up. Her guard is revealed to be Kikimora in disguise. Luce and the others are soon knocked out by sleeping nettles. We then go back to Bellows. He uses his puppet to go to the Collector. But when the Collector wakes up, Bellows covers his tracks by convincing him that he is there to help. Back with the others, they are thrown in the detention pit and attacked by Kikimora. But when Luce's mom uses the ice cliff, the group is split up. Basha corners Amity and Bartholomew in an attempt to get Amity to join her. But Amity and Bartholomew get the upper hand against her. We then transition to Gus and Hunter. They find Willow struggling to control her powers. And as her stress builds up, she traps the both of them in vines. We then go back to Bellows and the Collector. Bellows convinces the Collector that King is going against him by causing him to spy on King, Ida, and Lilith. However, the Collector misses the part where King says that he understands and connects with him. Back with Luce, Kikimora chases her and her mom through the forest. They find a hiding place, and Luce's mom talks to Luce. She tells her that it's okay to make mistakes and that she should always be herself. She also talks about her own experiences and tells Luce that she will always be there for her. This causes Luce to realize that she's finally understood, which causes her talisman to hatch. We then switch back to Hunter, Gus, and Willow. Willow continuously loses control of her powers and eventually gives up. This causes Hunter to use his undiscovered powers to save her. He tells her that she is one of the most important people in his life, and Gus tells her that she can let out her problems. She admits her feelings, and Hunter then uses his powers to get them out of there. We then learn that he has gained Flapjack's powers. They reunite with Luce and her mom and help her fight Kikimora. Willow has more control over her skills and is able to fight much easier. Bartholomew and the others, including Basha, then show up and help. Luce and the others run off while the rest of the school holds off Kikimora. They use the Titan Cliff and teleport to the Titan's Head. We are then introduced to Lucius Palisman. It is a snake shifter called Stringbean. It can shapeshift into multiple animals. After Luce introduces her Palisman, Willow talks to Hunter. She thanks him for helping her out and says that she cares about him too. At the very end, we see Bellows and the Collector. The Collector decides he wants to play a new game. That was my analysis for the Future. I really enjoyed this episode and I hope I didn't miss anything. There were a few things I wanted to mention in the episode but couldn't fit in, like Bartholomew's leadership skills and the constant graffiti saying the Titan wasn't real. But with all those said, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time.